Hi, this is Craig with GMC 4x4, and today I'm going to show you guys how to replace the solenoid pack on a Super Winch Talon 12,000 pound winch. This particular solenoid has been on this truck for a few months. We started having some problems with it fairly recently on when we needed the winch to spool in. After speaking to one of the engineers at Super Winch, it turned out that the solenoid pack had indeed gone bad. So after having that discussion with them on a Tuesday, they shipped out a new one on Wednesday. They 3-day aired it to me, so it's a great, great support from those guys. Always enjoyed having their stuff on this truck. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out first with the safety aspect of replacing a solenoid pack. I already started some of the prep work. As you can see, this is our second battery, which is what the winch actually runs off of. Remove the grounds from the battery. Here's all the hot legs, insulated it with this piece of foam, and then zip tied these. There's no way that's going to touch the battery. So when you are replacing the solenoid pack, you must have all of the power disconnected. I've also started the prep work. You can see these bolts, which is what holds the case in. These are 3/16, so just use a 3/16 Allen key to get those out. Pretty easy stuff. Your next step, once you loosen up all four of these, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. We also have a custom bracket that holds ours onto the ARB bumper, so that's already been taken out, just some prep work that is pretty easy to do. You can see, once you remove that, this whole thing comes off. And so you don't lose the bolts, you're going to want to take these bolts out before you actually turn the piece over. Now that we've got the 4 mounting bolts out of this cap right here, we're going to set this aside. Looking at the solenoid pack itself, in terms of what you're going to want to take apart from this solenoid pack, you've got this mounting point right here. You've got an identical one over here on the other side. These are both Phillips head screws. Then you've got these power legs right here as well. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to want to take those 4 off. We need to unclip this as well, but you're not actually going to take anything apart here. So don't remove any of these wires, don't remove these relays. This should be a very quick, simple install. And again, because we don't have our power connected, we don't have to worry about being shocked. The most important part is actually remembering, of course, where these wires go. Alright, I just spent the last minute or two loosening up these bolts right here. These actually hold your hot legs going into your solenoid pack. And these particular bolts right here, 1, 2, 3, are all 1/2-inch sockets, and this larger one right here is actually 17/32. The most important part when actually unbolting, or one of the most important parts when unbolting your solenoid pack, is remembering the color of the wire, which goes to the right spot. That way you don't have to worry about redoing a wiring diagram and figuring out where it should have gone. So just pay attention to it when you're first taking it off. As you can see here, these are color-coded by Super Winch to make this fairly easy. This one on the left is blue. This one right here, you've got a red wire, followed by yellow, followed by this boot over here. So Super Winch makes it nice and easy to wire up these winches. When you can see when you first wire these up, really easy color-coded diagrams. So now I'm just going to start taking these out. These are all loosened up, as I said before. So I'll just take them out now. Alright, so now that all the wires are removed, I've unclipped this right here, and now we're left with the 2 remaining mounting points, which is this one Phillips head screw here, and then that Phillips head screw is mirrored right there. So I've already started loosening these up, so I'm just going to take these out now. They're all finger loose. Just took this one out. So now the solenoid pack should come right off. So there we go. You can see the solenoid pack is very easy to take off. Again, don't touch your relay setup over here. And now I'm going to show everyone how to install the new one. Alright, so one of the nice features of the Super Winch solenoid replacement that we received is it came with all new mounting hardware. As you can see, we've got a bag here with all the mounting bolts, the rubber feet, washers. This is just for the solenoid pack itself. Just to jump ahead, I already started installing one of the rubber boots, or one of the rubber feet onto this pack. You can see from this boot, this side on the left is a bit longer than this side right on the right side. So what you're going to want to do is this longer side on the left, you're actually going to mount down like that. And this is pretty easy to do. So you just slide it in like that. Sticks in, nice and easy. As you can see again, longer side down. This also exposes the third foot on here. So you've got 3 mounting feet. This third foot we actually left installed in the base of the cradle there. That's because it just slides right on in like that, and then you can mount your 2 feet. To prep this, you could see it actually already came with all of the original hardware that our other Solenoid had. So we're actually going to just use all the new hardware. These are just finger tight, shipped from Winch. So to prep the Solenoid for installation, just take these out. Alright, so now that we're ready to actually install our Solenoid pack, we've set our area up. This is actually the styrofoam that came with it, so I put all my nuts and bolts there. You can see the Solenoid is prepped and ready to go. And just as a reminder in terms of how we're going to install this, here is where we're putting that blue booted wire, red, yellow, and then finally that white one. And here is that third mounting point I was telling you about right there. You can see right below the relay pack. So again, you leave that installed, there's no reason to take it out. And then you can see this just slides right into it like this. You can see here, there's one of our mounting holes. Just slide this over top like that. I'm going to come back, here's one of our washers. Here's one of the screws. And you just put this over top like this. Take your screw, Phillips head, and then you tighten those down. So I'm not going to tighten those down on camera, but when we come back I'll show you how to install the power legs. I just finished installing these mounting feet right here. You can see the other one down there. You don't need to bear down on these bolts as much as you can tighten it with one hand, because you really don't want to strip this base right here where it mounts into. So don't put too much pressure on these, just enough so it's nice and tight. But, don't bear down on it. So now that we're done with that, we're actually going to start installing our hot legs. So if you remember, our blue wire, you can see this blue boot right here, is what goes in first. So we're going to take the hardware that was supplied to us with Winch. You can see again, the locking washer is closest to the head. That's this little guy right here. So just take this, and we're going to just snug that up in there first. So that blue wire is down below. Again, we're not going to bear it down on it just yet for what its final mounting is going to be. You can see here, we've got all of our hot legs now mounted up. Down at that bottom left, blue, red, followed by yellow, and then white. So these are actually, I've already completed these. But with regards to how much torque you want to put on them, this is a 3/8 inch socket, and it's only as much pressure as one hand can put on. Just make sure that that lock washer down there crushes, and that means you've put enough torque on it. There's no reason to over torque this application. They're just holding on hot legs. These are not going anywhere, especially with the nice lock washers that Winch provided. So now that all the hot legs are mounted up, I've already clipped this together. It's got a little nub here. There's only one way this can clip. If you clip it in the wrong way, you could actually break the pieces inside. So just be cognizant when you're putting that together. Now that it's mounted up, I'm actually going to put the battery back together. I'm going to hook this up to the hot side. So before I even put this on, I want to make sure that I've wired it correctly, the winch is working. So we're actually going to test it out before we finish this install. So stay tuned. The battery's now hooked up, and for many of you guys, this particular truck is a GMT 400 series, also known as an old body style. This is a 99 Tahoe. From the factory, you came with a Group 78 battery, but you can actually fit a Group 34, which is this. What's nice about the Group 34 is that it has a bit higher reserve capacity than the 78s due to it being a larger battery. This particular battery is actually a Sears Platinum AGM. I went with the Marine version because it's got 1, 2, back here, 3, 4 top terminals. I personally find top terminals a lot easier to work with than side terminals. Also, this is the Platinum version, which is nice because that means it's an AGM deep cycle battery, actually made by Odyssey and just rebranded for Sears. So now we can see everything's hooked up, all of our wires are in place. There's no reason to install this top cover just yet because we're just going to test it out. So now let's see how the solenoid's working. So we're going to put a little bit of pressure on the cable as it comes out. You can see that comes out nice and easy. The problem we originally had was actually with it spooling in, so now we'll check to make sure it's spooling in correctly. So we can see it actually spooling in just nicely. We'll give it one little blip to get it in the rest of the way. So it's nice and tight. That's a good sign. It looks like the new solenoid pack is working. So now what we'll do is I'll finish installing the mounting points for this, which is just the only remaining options right now are to put 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts back in, then to put this mounting bracket that I made to put that back together, and we're done.